Hello and welcome to DethRants. Kind of. I'm Mono and Kira is here too.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
And I say kind of because we're going to be taking a bit of a pause on the movies for a little while. Because as regular listeners will know, our uploads have not been regular as of late.
No.
And we've just been struggling to get the episodes up on time and get them done because we're both on separate schedules and just not finding the time to get the movies watched and recorded properly, I found. And
we don't want to half-ass it.
yeah, don't half-ass it. So rather
in fairness, we already do half-ass it, so we really don't want to
don't want to
quarter-ass
it. Yeah, it's probably a better description. So rather than not podcasting, because fuck that,
yeah,
we have decided to podcast about something different, and that something different is another favourite show of ours, but a much shorter show
that we have watched many
times. And that show is Metalocalypse.
Yay!
Yes, so henceforth we will be doing one episode a week of Metalocalypse on a separate feed. So go and find it there. I will very likely have the Metalocalypse podcast is called DethRants, by the way.
DethRants.
Yes, DethRants or ANTS. DethRants, a Metalocalypse podcast. It will be on a separate feed, and I might have a separate account on Bluesky. I'm not going to kid myself into having any other ones. But otherwise, you can still find us on all the other DethRants accounts. But yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. And the first episode will be here following on from this random waffle.
Yes.
So enjoy. Oh, and thanks for listening for all the previous episodes and stuff. Hello and welcome to DethRants, a Metalocalypse podcast. Broadcasting from Mordhouse.
Not that one.
We're here to dissect animation's most brutal show. I'm Mono and I've been sewn back together wrong, and she's Kira and she's here to make coffee metal.
Well, it is basically my blood.
And yeah, I was going to say and gone. She's here to make coffee metal and gone because that is what you do.
Yeah.
You are Kira. You drink coffee and know things. Oh wait, did I just make a reference to a show that I don't even watch? Is that a Game of Thrones reference? Drinking and knowing things.
It is. But
anyway.
I thought you were referring to the book that your brother-in-law wrote in my honour. I know.
Yes, that's what I was referring to. And then realised I accidentally made a Game of Thrones reference. Yeah. Anyway, not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Metalocalypse.
Yes.
Because it's fucking excellent.
Yes, and we just kind of realised that we did pirate the shit out of it when we watched it originally.
Yeah, so...
not surprising because we're very anti-paying for anything.
Well, no, like we own every season of this on DVD.
And actually most of the albums.
Yeah, like I'm more than happy to pay for this show. It's just that we realised that we must have pirated it because a little bit of history, first about our interactions with the show and then the show itself, I suppose. But yeah, we first saw this show in 2006 and I thought, oh yeah, it must have been when it came out. Because we saw the first episode and we loved it. Like, we're big metalheads and just fucking loved the first episode.
Adult Swim style humour at the time, very
yeah,
much.
It came out in 2006, so we would already have been watching some of the earlier Adult Swim stuff. At that point.
You're obsessed with Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was...
Well, that would have been the first thing I saw, yeah. And then, like, in college, just came across Adult Swim stuff and was like, this is all great. Like, it's just pure stoner material. And...
C-Lab 2021.
All I can remember is knowing this show was coming out. I don't remember, like, what the advertising was or anything like that. I just remember being aware of this show going to be coming out. There was some show about a metal band.
Oh my god, it was probably on Mikado.
It probably was on a message board. So anyway, watched it, loved it, and then went to a metal festival in Germany called Wacken, and they had the German, what I thought was the German premiere of the show at this metal festival where they had it
Good
on
place to have it.
Yeah, they had it on big screens and they played it in German. And I know for certain we had seen the show because we had known it so well that we watched it in German and knew exactly what was going on.
Because we were translating for the group of people we had met. Because we saw
Not German people, because they understood fine.
But yeah, a group of other Irish and English people that we were hanging out.
Seen the show.
Yeah, and we were like, you have to watch this, and then we were actually telling them the lines.
Yeah, so that's what I thought happened. And then when I went to start researching the show in more detail for this, I realised that the world premiere was the 6th of August. And that the only earlier premiere of any kind of that was on Adult Swim's website on their like very early video on demand kind of streaming type thing.
Yeah.
On the 4th of August.
So somebody ripped
So
that.
we went to the festival on the 3rd of August, having watched it a bunch of times already. So yeah, we must have gotten a leaked version.
We definitely got a leaked version.
Sorry to the producers of the show, but I mean, we absolutely love it and have bought a whole load of it since. So I mean, that balances out, right?
A couple of years later, at that same festival, I got to see Campbell Corpse. And he was wearing a Death Clock tour t-shirt.
Yes, he was wearing it. Yeah, that's right.
I had to wake you up.
No, I wasn't awake. I wasn't asleep. I was just lying down on the ground.
You were watching
absolutely off my face, just staring at the stars, listening to.
Because Vacan always coincides with the Palisades meteor showers. So some nights when you're watching bands, there is a meteor shower going on overhead. It's really cool.
Yes. Anyway, this is supposed to be a shorter podcast. So onto the show's history. It was developed back in kind of 2005. Brendan Small had
Home Movies.
Yeah, had finished Home Movies, which I also used to watch and never realised until after the fact that the shows were created by the same dude. Home Movies is also excellent. But when he finished up on that, he was kind of pitching a few other random shows, and so was Tommy Blacka.
Yeah.
And the two of them came up with they were going to a bunch of metal shows and came up with the idea for this show of a band that were bigger than the Beatles and like just super insanely famous and just their exploits, and pitched that. And John Schnepp did a lot of the original character designs. He's also the director of this episode. Yeah,
he's also clearly a massive metalhead because they had to change some of the character designs because they too closely resembled the musicians they were based on.
Yeah.
Some of them are still pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah. So, I mean, Nathan is Corpse Grinder.
Good old George Fisher.
Yeah, Pickles is Devin Townsend. They're probably the two most obvious ones.
Yeah.
Fucking Murderface is Geezer Butler.
Yeah.
Skrisgar is Yngwie Malmsteen. And Toki is... Nobody's really 100% sure who exactly Toki is. Some people say Michael Egerfeld from Opeth.
Yeah.
I saw another suggestion that I thought was pretty good as well, but now I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, Toki's so funny because Toki's just kind of there.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing. Like, he plays second fiddle to Skrisgar.
Well, he plays like what, rhythm guitar?
Yeah, he's rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
And Skrisgar is lead guitar. Oh yeah, but back to kind of the creative team. So yeah, writer and creators of the show, Brendan Small and Tommy Blacka. Director and apparently character design was John Schnepp, and art director for the episode is Antonio Canobio. I think he does an awful lot. Name. I recognise that name. I'm pretty sure just from watching the show, I see that name a lot. I'm pretty sure he's art director for the entire series.
That's a great name.
It is a great name.
As a fun crossover, he was an art director on Diabolical.
Because that was Titmouse too.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that's the name of the production company, and it makes me laugh every fucking time.
You know the way the animation style of the show is quite minimalist in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a whole lot of movement and stuff going on when it's just them talking. That was Brendan Small. There was another Adult Swim show. I think it was... I can't remember what show it was, but it was one of the ones that the Tim and Eric guys made.
Yes.
Not that one, but one of their other ones, I think. Brendan Small asked them, he was like, that show like must be made on a tight budget, and we want to make this on a tight budget, so how did you guys do it? And they were like, well, we make it for 110,000 an episode. So he went to Titmouse and said, hey, can you make Metalocalypse the way I want to make it? Here's my vision. Can you make it for less than 110,000? And they said, sure, no problem. We can make it for $109,009.
He did Laser Baby's Day Out.
Oh, that was great episode. Great episode. And a nice tie into our very first podcast, Monorants the Boys. But yeah, so that's kind of creative stuff.
Yeah. And somewhere along the way they picked up Mark Hamill.
Yeah, because you're...
he's like
he's in this episode.
Yeah.
And then
but he does become kind of like core cast as well.
Oh, he is a core cast, but I'm saying he's in this episode, but not in this episode, but later becomes a core cast and also a member of the Tribunal is Malcolm McDowell.
Yes. Wonderful Malcolm McDowell.
But as this is technically a Monorants podcast, we can't get away without doing a summary.
Yeah.
So, a summary for Season 1, Episode 1 of of Metalocalypse, and the episode is called The Curse of Death Clock. After dominating the entire coffee industry with one single performance of a jingle, death metal supergroup Death Clock must contend with their biggest challenge yet, feeding themselves because they accidentally killed their chef.
Yeah, Death Clock staff are kind of like
this episode, and in a weird way, it's one of the things that kind of made us start.
I never finished that sentence. Spinal Tap drummers.
Yes. I kind of knew where you were going, and I think I finished it off in my head.
And then you continued, and then I was like, wait, did I say that out loud?
No, but that's just, yeah. Anyway,
sorry. Get out of my head, Charles!
A, sorry. B, the thing that I was saying. In a weird way, that's kind of why we started podcasts, is because one of the things we love is well-created worlds.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. I love the fact that
but they create like the world of the show so well in this first episode.
Yeah.
They really, really do. From that opening scene of just
the massive helicopter and the chef.
Just the chef on the massive
helicopter. Restaurant chef.
A very worried chef, and like approaches these guys who are
sat at a big throne
big table
room.
And very threatening, and immediately tell him how his predecessors died horribly
in a hovercraft accident.
And then just repeated pronunciation thing of hovercraft, and just as the episode goes on. Yeah, as the episode goes on through the various scenes, it just expands upon the world of the show quite well through the kind of news about them playing the gig. Yeah. And how far people will go to see them perform even a tiny amount, to the actual concert itself and what happens in relation to said pain waivers. Then you get your bit about the council, so you know there's this other shit going on.
There seems to be a prophecy.
And then back when it's the stuff about them talking about Jean-Pierre being killed and the curse, and them shopping in Fintrolls is just pure Death Clock character stuff.
Oh,
and sets up how idiotic these guys are, and also how out of touch with reality they are. And then they're just final kind of throwaway scene, as they often do in the show. It's just a perfect first episode for a show, I really think. Yeah, I love the we never drink gag at the start.
We never drink before a show.
Well, I'll have a little drink. Me too. Me too.
I've been drinking all day. I'm drunk right now.
And then the news being kind of the next scene.
I just love it's not afraid to take the piss out of metal fans itself. Later down the line, it just starts to poke fun at different.
It expands out
and has a go at everybody.
Yeah, no, it does, but it just in this first episode.
But it is very much taking the piss out of not just. It's not metal bands, it's people who've gotten to that level of fame and success, then trying to do mundane things.
I think what
but also the fact that they're really fucking stupid.
What we love about this show is also one of the things we love about The Boys and the original comics. It's that the ridicule and the satire comes from a place of absolute love and knowledge of the subject matter, and you can tell. And that is absolutely true of The Boys as well. And it's true of this. Like, Brendan Small and Tommy Black are massive metal fans. You can tell it from all the references that are in there. And it's taking the piss in a very self-aware way. Yeah. Like, it's not like, haha, look at these idiot metalheads. It's not like the fucking Big Bang Theory point and laugh at the nerds with shitty bad jokes that aren't about nerds. This is jokes for and about metalheads from metalheads in the same way that The Boys is jokes about superheroes from
and there's some very deep cut references in there.
Oh god, yeah. I'm sure there's some that we won't even get,
first scene when they're talking about the chef who blew his own head off, and Toki says, "Oh yeah, make a great album cover."
Yes, yeah.
That's mayhem.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole trivia section. Remember? But it is, and there's gonna be some that we even missed, because one that I nearly missed was the whole concert in the Arctic Circle was kind of a reference to Metallica's Coldest Show Ever. Yeah. And I didn't know about that. So we will miss some things. But hey, call us out. Like, I like to learn things. But yeah, I think the core of this episode, as great as the concert is, and that was probably the thing that sold us both on the show, was...
them in the food libraries.
No. Sorry, the thing that sold us on the show, just before we move on to the food libraries, because that's the meat of the episode. The concert itself was what sold us on the show.
It's really good
that
music.
Stage lands.
Oh.
When that stage lands.
And there's a cheer.
And there's a
that
cheer.
That drowns out all the screams of horror.
It's just...
And then the bass starts. And there's another cheer. And you just know it's going to be the best fucking show ever.
Not dissect every single joke on every single episode, but this one's just fucking brilliant.
That stage
Because the helicopter comes in and lets the stage off, and it's this big spiky metal box with fucking parachutes release, and it starts floating down, and there's a big X on the ground, and all the fans are lined around it, and it lands right beside the X on a bunch of fans. And you go, that's fucking hilarious. That's so funny. And then the stage opens and flattens a whole lot more fans. Oh, and then they start just pouring coffee on people and scalding them alive, and it's excellent. But then onto the meat of the episode being the food libraries and all that kind of that stuff.
There's the idea of this multi-million super successful band.
Well, we see how hopeless they are first.
Oh my god, they can't even. They're like, what?
Squishcare trying to shove the coffee grounds into a toaster.
Oh my god, he's like, why would you give us all this coffee and not give us instructions on how to cook it? And I was like, dude, you're Swedish. Swedish people love their fucking coffee. How come you can't make coffee? What's wrong with you?
Pickles wanting to like fire him and or kill him.
Yeah. Then Toki having to take to a personal day. Yeah,
there's also a dude dying in the background.
Yeah.
As they talk about their staff being cursed.
Yeah. And Pickles works out it's what costing them $10,000 because apparently the chef is, after being catapulted up it through the helicopter blades,
is somehow still alive.
Yeah, well now like he's all over there.
Is that a plot hole?
He's somehow still alive?
No, not that he's somehow still alive. But the implication is they sew him back. They sew him back together wrong. After Toki has the idea.
How did they get his leg off the polar bear?
No, none of that. He gets sewn back together after Toki has the suggestion of sewing him back together is the implication. So how is he alive if he's not sewn back together?
Because he's all over the place and he's on like bits. There's things hooked up to places. I don't know. The clocketeers takes all sorts to be a clocketeer. In fairness.
But yeah, they're all so hopeless, and then they get even more hopeless once they get to the excellently named supermarket of Fintrolls. Oh, fun fact if you're not from Finland. If you are from Finland, it's probably just boring. But they're supermarkets.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Fucking Finnish supermarkets. Not the Apsies. The Apsies are fine.
They're fine. So there's a chain of Finnish supermarkets, or at least there was. I hope they still exist. And they have like
they're basically
stores.
Tesco.
They're kind of like Tesco, yeah. And the same way Tesco has like the mini Tesco's. I can't remember what they're called. Tesco
the Express.
And then you've got Tesco.
Normal Tesco. And then Tesco Extra.
So these stores in Finland are called Kmarts. So the smallest version is a Kmart. And the medium size, like normal size, the equivalent of a normal Tesco is called the KKmart. And I think you can see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
The Tesco Extra version of the Kmart is called the KKKmart.
It's committing a hate crime.
But anyway, so Fintrolls is a band.
Yeah. If you haven't guessed.
Yeah,
they're a band. Trivia.
Yeah, I love them being in the food libraries so much.
And just interacting with normal people badly.
Just the hopelessness of it all, particularly Nathan like headbutting his way through the glass and pouring the rice into the street.
At least he's trying, because Pickles just has a shopping trolley full of booze and a lobster that he's brandishing about the place.
Toki and Squishcar are just arguing with each other / playing pranks on each other.
Yeah, and then Squishcar finds one of his favourite conquests, a Gmail.
Yes, they introduced certain things get introduced early on. A few things are not quite set yet. I feel like Toki's not quite Toki yet.
Toki is not quite
and
Toki.
His voice is a bit deeper than it is later in the seasons. Everything else is like Murderface is definitely Murderface from episode 1.
Murderface is vile.
When he's talking about being fat. Oh, I'm fat.
He's
making
fat.
About
he's
himself.
miserable.
Why don't I just kill myself? Would that be brutal? Oh, that's the next episode.
Yeah. The whole I hate to quote Family Guy, but you look like you smell. You smell so bad I can taste you.
Yeah.
Like I'm tasting you right now. Like that's the kind of vibes from Murderface.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a horrible, horrible human in every way, shape and form, every measurable scale. He's
well, I mean, he pisses on olives right there just because he doesn't need them for his recipe.
Yeah. Hey, Wrinkle Tits. Does it have olives in it?
Does it have olives in it?
In what, dear? What was it?
Lemon tart, Wrinkle Tits.
Yeah, he is disgusting.
Yep. And then all that's after that is the outro scene where they realise that they have left all the food at the food libraries.
They're staring at a frying pan on the stove that's empty, and they're like, what do we do now?
Put the stuff in that thing there.
And also the introduction of Pickles having great lines.
Oh,
being so dramatic and whiny because he's from Wisconsin.
Yes. Yeah, I love the Nathan realizes in the scream that like goes the whole way down through his intestines and stuff. And yeah, Toki's like, we should sew him back there, put him back together, but we're such screw ups, he'd be sewn back together wrong. And Nathan's like, well, that'd be a great song title. And the episode ends.
Well, we do get to see the chef.
And in the credits, as because that's kind of a thing that they do, and you see it here going forward, that as the credits roll, there'll be like a couple of flash scenes of
Hey Nathan, check this out.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite ones.
No, one of my favourite ones is the start of season 2 when they break down the prison walls and the dude who's the
he's got the baby on the plate with the forks. Yeah, and the baby's trying to play with the carving knife.
There's so much to look forward to about this show. I can't wait to do more.
If you've never watched this before, we have just said some completely batshit stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, we probably we went a bit more spoilery in this episode than we might going forward. But yeah, so that's kind of the general episode of it.
It's incredibly violent. Not graphic.
Lots
of faces
it's
melting
massively
off.
graphic.
Yeah.
And going forward, it gets only worse. And that's what I love about it. The only thing that kind of annoys me... Well, actually, no, it doesn't annoy me. I actually love it. Is that the curses.
Oh, no. When they use the sound over it as well.
Yeah, the guitar thing over the curses just works.
I do appreciate that because they've made it something fun.
Yeah, it's not just a bleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the episode overall. So shall we go in for some metal trivia now?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know that stuff was metal.
So not including any guest stars, because that's going to be a whole other section. We have plenty of references to other metal bands already in the episode. As you mentioned, there is the mention to Mayhem's album.
Yeah, the very first scene.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
John of the Blackheart's bootleg album, which has a suicide as a cover.
Yeah.
When Nathan's yelling in the loudspeaker in the store.
Hammer smash face.
Yeah, listing off
Brooksy's. As much as toilet smash face.
Yeah, shout out to Brooksy's where there's a toilet.
Middle stall downstairs in the ladies' toilets in the metal bar. I doubt it's still there because it was like 20 years ago, but the underneath of that toilet seat said toilet smash face.
Yep. So there's a few mentions of
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse songs right there in the first episode as well. And mentioned the Metallica thing already, that it was their Coldest Show on Earth in 1995. There's accidentally a bit of a storyboard that stayed in one of the scenes in the top right corner when Squiskar and Toki are talking. When Squiskar puts the tampons in Toki's trolley.
Toki's on the cereal.
Toki's on the cereal box. Yep. I also found a body case.
Why does Nathan's shopping list for paella say
borscht?
Yeah,
because he's hopeless, but he's also slightly better than the rest of them, so it's kind of okay. Yeah, I found a body count for the episode. I don't know if I'll be able to find body counts going forward, but I have one for this episode.
How do they calculate the body count?
Well, it's wrong for starters. I'm guessing... Well, actually, you could be right, because they're only talking literal on-screen ones, because they say 77 birds shredded by Deathcopter blades.
Oh, when they mill through that pack of doves.
Well, he says thousands. The guy says thousands.
Don't worry, the gears will turn them into
somebody counted, because 77 is a very specific number. Much like 51, exactly 51
52 cubes.
That Colin Salmon got cut into.
Yeah.
So yeah, 77 birds. 6 bystanders crushed by the death cube. I'm guessing it was a hell of a lot more, but we only see 6 lying around it. I'm guessing what they're counting. 5 people in the audience burned by coffee. 1 background impaired man, man impaled.
Yes.
And I'm guessing they don't count Jean-Pierre because he's not actually killed, leading to a total body count of 89.
Alright.
But 77 of them are birds.
Yeah.
And as I say, I'm guessing that's only on screen evidence because that
there's already a big
stage,
font of blood coming out of the propellers.
The stage alone flattens a whole lot of people, and
the stage alone takes out like a quarter of the crowd.
The helicopter pilot literally says thousands of doves. It'll take us a couple of seconds to mill through them all. And yes, we also have a couple of guest stars in this episode. Well, one guest star, but ends up being a regular of Mark Hamill, who you already mentioned.
Yay!
Who is one of the... Oh, we didn't really talk about the Tribunal. The Tribunal are there. It's not much of a thing in this episode.
They become more of a thing.
Shady guys who are watching them in
Shadow
the background.
government thing.
One of whom is Mark Hamill.
Yay!
Another one of whom later becomes Malcolm McDowell.
And I love the way he looks in it.
And then starting a long tradition of metal musicians appearing.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, some of them you'll be like, hey, I know that guy. And other ones you'll be like,
Who the fuck are you?
Do I know you? But in this episode, you definitely know them. It is James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett.
Metallica.
Yeah, James Hetfield is when there's fans being interviewed about like the death waivers in the show in general. The first fan to be interviewed is James Hetfield, and the second fan, the one who has his fingers cut off.
Murderface rolled him up and smoked him. Woo!
Yeah, that's Kirk Hammett. We also get treated to the first of many, many forthcoming Death Clock songs.
Oh, the coffee jingle for Duncan Hill's coffee.
The Duncan Hill's coffee jingle.
It is so good.
It's excellent, but I prefer Volcano off the Death album too.
Yeah.
More just because it's a
full song. This is literally
this
is a 30-second jingle.
Yeah, we'll probably
thing.
Include a couple of seconds of any songs when we talk about them.
So good. Brendan Small is so stupidly talented.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's one trivia bit that I missed actually is
he plays almost all of it except for the drums. And the guy who plays the drums is insane. I've forgotten his name.
The fret animations in the show
him
are all finger accurate, and they're all recorded off him. Apparently, I don't play guitar, so I don't know, but
yeah,
I'd believe it. And I could be wrong, but I feel like the show itself, or certainly aspects of the show, were inspired by there's a special feature on one of the Home Movies seasons DVDs that I got a loan of them years ago, and I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's like some name that sounds kind of like Swissgar Squig Elf.
Oh, doing like a masterclass class,
but it's like Tundar Rolt Bolt or something like that, and it's called the Advanced Finger Masterclass.
Advanced Finger Wizard,
and it's Brendan Small in like a wig, like a big blonde wig and denim, doing like crazy guitar stuff, and I feel like it's just a very early kind of. You can see the seeds. You can see the seeds of the show anyway. Yeah. So there's some extra bonus trivia for you. And then the other song that's in it is Hatredy. But it's really only like a couple of seconds of it that's used. It's after the Gmail. When they cut back to Mordhouse. Oh, and when we said we're broadcasting from Mordhouse, by the way, we actually are, because that is the name of our house.
That is our legal address.
That is our legal address. It's on all of our bills. But yeah, Hatredy shows up there just for a couple of seconds, but it's an earlier version of it.
It's Death Album 1 was so good, and then Death Album 2 came out and blew it out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
It also blew Children of Bottom out of the water on the actual charts.
It did, yeah.
It charted higher than...
No, that was Death Album 1.
Was that Death Album 1 charted higher than Children of Bottom's album?
Well, certainly, because both of them came out when we were in New Zealand, and it kept Blood Drunk off number one.
Yeah. And it went into the actual Billboard Top 100 as well, quite high.
Yeah, I like it's almost painful how talented Brendan Small is.
It is. He's one of those people who's just disgustingly talented.
Wrote the show, wrote all the music.
Funny fucker.
Does the voices, you know what I mean?
Plays the songs.
Probably animates some of the shit as well. I don't know. I'll find out for future episodes. But yeah, it's just painfully talented. Yep. Really and not to downplay the other people on the show, because they're all excellent as well. But yeah, just painfully talented. So just overall then, for the first episode, I'm going to ask you for two things. Mm-hmm. First off is just your overall best moment of the show.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Pickles screaming, I demand you, or I summon you with all the evil that's in me. I command you to rise and needs to make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
That quote, that Pickles, that is the start of Pickles.
For me,
coming out with these super dramatic moments, and I love them.
It's funny, I almost expected that you were going to pick the same thing as me, and you didn't, but you picked the same thing for the same reason. Yeah. In that I also picked the Pickles moment because I think it's a pure Pickles thing, and I picked the lobster.
Oh, that's somehow.
You're telling me I put this thing in a pot of boiling water, it screams and then it dies.
It screams
and dies. That's the most metal thing I've ever heard in my life.
High five.
High five.
No, that his whiny Wisconsin scream.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. No, Pickles is just great.
Pickles
They're all
is
great.
hilarious.
Pickles is just great.
Pickles end of lift cam.
And okay, we can't. We've got a whole season to do every episode. We can get to that when we get to it, because otherwise we'll just get far too far ahead of ourselves. So then the next thing that I want to know is most brutal moment of the episode for you.
Oh, that's brutal.
I think that's stage landing.
Yeah, it's gotta be the stage.
It's
landing.
gotta be that stage landing.
What else could
that
be in
moment,
that episode? Like
and like every time I see it, and I know it's coming, and it just stupid giddy joy.
Yeah,
every time
I mean,
that
like,
stage squishes those people, and it's not because it squishes the people. It's because I know the song is coming.
There's gorier bits in the episode as
Yeah,
well.
but
Like even the chef being sewn back together looks nasty.
It's
the
very
people getting
much
melted by coffee is pretty bad, but there's just something
about
about the
that
land
stage
and
hitting.
then the open of
it's
the stage.
almost like it shocks you into laughing at it.
Yeah.
And it's almost the complete opposite reaction to in The Boys, either in the graphic novel when you basically walked up to me and went, read this, and I got 2 pages in and there's Robin up on the wall and was like, we're buying this.
Yeah, again,
It's
not to keep relating it to The Boys,
but
but you're right.
The pair of them have a lot of intersection in terms of like what we
but
enjoy.
Not just that, but it's one of those moments that when you hand somebody The Boys to read for the first time, or when you show them the first episode,
is going to determine whether or not they read it.
Not only that, but when you get to the Robin moment with that person, and when you get to the stage moment in this show with the person you're showing it to them,
you're not
staring
at them.
Yeah, exactly. You're not watching the show anymore. You're watching them for their reaction.
When the show came out, we were showing it to people who hadn't seen it, and we have a big projector, but I basically stood in the doorway next to the projectors, like beside the screen, looking at people going, enjoy this moment.
Yep.
If you don't, I will be so upset I will make you leave my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is what that stage is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's the best, one of the best moments of the show, and it
sets the tone brutal for the entire show. Yeah, that's why
I put it as the most brutal, because it really sets the tone. So I think all that's left for it is to do maybe a little bit of a rating and talk about how much zazz this episode has.
There are 2 kinds of shows out there: those with and those without zazz.
So will we give it a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 11? This one
for an
11.
opening show, for an opening episode, I mean, like, it basically, I don't know how many times we watched this, and I don't even think the rest of the season was out.
I'll never get tired of this.
No.
Like, I've watched it about 5 times before recording this.
Yeah,
I'd happily sit down and watch it again.
Get tired of watching this show.
No.
It's so fucking funny every single... I got a fucking joke in it earlier today because there was subtitles on.
Being 10
that
minutes
I'd never
long,
picked up on.
Being 10 minutes long probably helps with the rewatchability.
Yeah.
So yeah, give this episode a rating. Not something that we normally do, but let's give it a shot.
Well, it's the very first episode and it hooked everybody, so it's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for you? I would agree.
It's 10 banana stickers.
10 banana stickers?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it is, where it's banana stickers going forward. Okay, so I am going to give this episode, if we're talking about the first time I saw it, absolutely, yeah, 100% 10 out of 10 banana stickers. I'd even try and cram in a few extra banana stickers if I could. Now, sitting back and watching it as many times as I have, honestly, I'm going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. Purely because some of the stuff that I 100% love about the show isn't there yet. Toki's not quite Toki yet.
Why is Toki so cursed? Yeah, Verdoon. I was like, Toki's not that dark.
Well, he is and he isn't. But
yeah, he tries to be.
There's a few bits they just haven't quite worked out yet, and for that reason and that reason alone is the only reason that I'm knocking a banana sticker off
the jingle doesn't pull it back for you.
No, it's still no. It's like I say, if I was rating it based on the first time I saw it, 100% 10 out of 10, or as many banana stickers as I could squeeze in there. Overall now, or just trying to give a more honest appraisal of it, I'm just going to say 9 out of 10 because there's better to come, and I know there's better to come. But yeah, still fucking excellent. Like, just one of the best animated shows out there. And we love our animated shows.
We watch a stupid amount of animated shows. This was probably part of the reason why we ended up watching things like Archer and stuff like that as well.
Well, I mean...
because we were more open to them.
Yeah.
Like, in fairness, I was coming home from the pub and watching SpongeBob Oscuelga.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, coming home from the pub was how I ended up watching Adult Swim in the first place.
Like Robot Chicken and stuff like that. So it was like, hey, this is actually...
Futurama. adult animation and just animation in general is
And
definitely
it was
one of
like,
our
this
bags.
is something that's
Metal
in
is
our
some-
niche
Yeah,
as
we
well,
love
which is
metal
nice
too.
to have.
We like brutal, gory stuff, and yeah, we just love everything that Brendan Small and Tommy Blackheart are putting down in this episode and in the series at large.
Yeah.
It's just fucking class. But yeah, I think that about covers it for the first episode, yes?
Yes.
Yes, the Curse of Death Clock.
The Curse of Death Clock. Are they cursed? Very
They are
possibly.
not cursed. But I think everybody around them is.
I think Toki is.
Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe a little bit further in the
Yeah.
season. We'll try and keep it like maybe a little bit shorter. This episode was always going to run longer because it was the first episode. There was other shit to talk about. Yeah, you get it. Going forward, it'll probably be a little bit shorter. But thank you very much for joining us for our first episode of DethRants, guys. If you want, for the minute, you will find us on Monorants handles. So that being Monorants on Bluesky, Rants Mono on Twitter, and Monorants_the_boys on Instagram. And the reason they are also varied is because we have other podcasts, one of which is Monorants The Boys, our original podcast, which is about Amazon's The Boys. And also we have Monorants at the Movies, where we've just talked about over 100 movies that we love. Yep. I will probably have a profile set up for this on Bluesky. If I can get DethRants, I'll get DethRants. We'll see how it goes.
It hasn't worked out well for us in the past.
Yeah, that's why it's Rants Mono on fucking Twitter.
Because somebody else has it.
Yeah, somebody doesn't fucking use it. Anyway, yeah, so they're the places that you can find us currently, and you can also find us or like email us even on monorantspodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, we'll be back next week with the second episode of season 1 of Metalocalypse, and thank you very much for joining us, guys. Chat soon.
Slán.
Bye bye.